How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. We're on Series 3, Episode 3 for Broadchurch, and things are really being juicy now that we are meeting the first of the suspects. Trish might have a few more, skeletons in her closet about just her in general, I guess, and we've got Mark as well, who's so determined to get justice for Danny. Who's got this fixation on Joe still, of course, after the Series 2 finale, which we'll not forget. I'm still mad, I'm still bitter, but yes, like I said, we've got to meet the first of the suspects, of course, as people have started, giving red flags and all that in the end of the first episode. More red flags were emerging as well, for the cab driver, of course, who had that connection with Trish before the night of the incident that happened to Trish. And, like I said, they are red flags, but, I'm not so, like I said in the last episode, I think this is, and maybe this episode here will be the perfect opportunity to set up a character who did it, so we can, backtrack and be like, ooh, look, we can progress with them, so, some of the stuff that they've done, some of the stuff that has been, red flags or warning signs or whatever you want to call them, will be little, distractions just to try and keep us guessing, as it should. But, like I said, this episode and the previous episode should be a good enough, should be the closing point, if anything, in terms of suspects, and the rest can just, like I said, be the distraction, until we find out who was the person who attacked Trish. So with that said, let's get on with episode number 3 of season 3 for Broadchurch. Really, really looking forward to this because it started off strong so far, so with that said, let's go.
Sense who the message could be from?
No.
Can they just trace it? I don't know if they can.
Trish, could this text be from the man that you slept with on the morning you were attacked?
I told you I'm not talking about him.
But he has your mobile number, right?
It's not him.
We are probably going to retrieve
It could be him, but he could be a bit, worried or something.
Can you tell us? What's the motive?
What is the motive?
Angry with her?
Revenge?
Jealous about something?
If it's the cab driver, is it...
Just about drunk and flirting that turned violent.
After, that whole first date went to tatters.
Power and control, not sex.
I know that.
And you were too hard on Trish today at her house.
And that power could still come in and influence Don't Say No to Me.
But you...
Wait.
Good night.
Night.
Oh, I thought that was Susan there. I saw a dog and I was like, someone holding it. Wait, what happened to Susan? I mean, I know she was battling with cancer that was terminal, but...
I just remember waking up on the grass near the lake.
For God's sake, Ian, the police are going to check.
I know. Oh, what do I do?
And not just that, but it's... Oh, if he has the audacity to fabricate a story...
And I don't know where I was.
And he could have done it. Him blacked out, him out of his mind.
Just tell her the boys came round.
The boys? Right.
Thanks, Daisy's dad.
It's Mr. Hardy. Have some respect. Oh, I just back at it. Back at it.
If you need me, I'm here. I want to be here.
The fact that she's listening to that and he has no idea. Oh.
I love you, Trish.
Trish Winter
She wants to hear that.
Threatening text message from a blocked number.
She just wants to move away from him, especially if the fact that, especially if he is the attacker. Who knows?
Serious threat, and B, if it's from the attacker.
It's a great scene though, how it's shot.
I had enough, so I went over and offered him out, and it all got a bit leery.
Oh.
But sometimes you have to draw the line.
And his
foot down.
50th
Ouch.
was the moment you chose.
Yeah, appropriate. Happy birthday, birthday bash.
I couldn't look after myself.
How did the fight end?
It was like 4 punches thrown. That's what I mean, it's barely anything.
I would.
And what happened then?
I went home.
How did you get home?
I drove.
You weren't drinking?
I don't drink.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't see you after that?
Don't know anyone who did.
I was around, then I went home.
I went round.
Come on, let's get back to work. There's plenty to do.
Very specific. Very specific. Totally convinced. But I don't think it was him.
So that camera was...
I don't know.
We blame ourselves when bad things happen and we shouldn't.
She's been in that position.
I know you are, Beth.
This is. I was gonna say this is why Beth is a suitable.
Sorry.
Googled you.
Right. That boy who was killed a few years back, that was your son.
Painful memories,
But
but that's why she's compatible, so compatible
Yeah.
for Trish, because Trish is going through a traumatic experience like Beth was.
I'm so sorry for what happened to you.
Thank you.
I don't know how you've coped.
It was difficult.
In your days,
Wait! No, TMI. It's early in the morning. I can't. No. I'm just thinking.
Place. We can have some lunch after.
It might not even be a guest at the party. Yes, there was kerfuffle going on, but not.
You never eat. I want to do so
It,
grouchy.
what if it's Tom?
Thin and gross.
Because of his sexual
You did the
fixations.
catering. Ben.
Ben!
Chloe, good to see you looking so well. I haven't seen you since court.
Ooh.
sorry, why are you here?
Sorry,
This is
didn't know I was
about-
coming.
No, we didn't.
Mark.
Thinking about next steps.
Oh God, here we go.
Just listen.
This is not fair.
10 minutes, that's all.
If it's easier, I can come back.
I'm really sorry, Ben. This is
Poor
so
Ben's
embarrassing.
like,
Honestly, no. I mean, I can
You
go.
stay.
Me and Mum, we're right here. We're telling you that, and you don't seem to hear us.
they went through hell and they've accepted it.
To process the civil suit, you would need to know Mr. Miller's whereabouts. We need an address for him.
He moved.
Oh.
We already changed his name, and no one
Time
knows where he is
time
anymore.
to find out where he is.
That bloke from the farm shop was in a right old mood. He looked like he wanted to kill someone.
Well, this is not a murder investigation, but
Saw him heading off into the gardens.
What time was this?
11:30ish.
yeah, all connected. Yeah, that's Ed, isn't it?
Oh, seriously though, please eat.
Get something.
That's why you're so tired.
Guy offers you, and then Ellie, and
You
then
look terrible.
Just leave me alone, eat your stupid Scotch egg. She'd have another chance. Like I had.
Thought you hated
wow,
it.
that's
I do.
poetic.
Mostly.
But it gave him
It's not about me.
spoke Daisy. I love that.
There's not many dads would have done that for their daughter.
Wouldn't they?
But Broadchurch did give him a light at the end of the tunnel, and
Should've
he's
gone
hoping
in
it
this
can
case,
for
wouldn't it?
Daisy.
So normally it would have been able to rule some of these men out. It feels like the more we talk to, the more we rule in. They're all there. They all
They've
saw
all
Trish
got
and
their
had an opportunity.
suspicions.
It's a scarily wide net right now. Oh, look up.
What? No. Come on.
I love their relationship.
Hello? Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
I knew that straight away.
Sometimes
Married,
friendship
Lucas.
is the best ship.
Yeah.
Oh, naughty guy. Naughty.
Trish told us that you two have been out for a drink.
Yep.
A date.
That went south.
You said you only knew her through work.
It was once.
Why only once?
We didn't click. She's older, you know?
At no point after you dropped her off on Saturday night did you see Trish Winterman again.
Correct.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Hesitant, yeah.
Our son died. All his potential, everything he could have been, gone. But you still have a family. You have two
He's
daughters.
losing
We're
that.
still here. We're still living.
If he's
and you
so
are wasting what you
fixated
have, and it makes
on
me
the
so
past.
angry.
I have to make things right.
For who? Not for me. And do not say Dan, because he would not want this.
Who do you know?
Oh, and how would you know as well? How would you know? I mean,
I still dream of Dan, do you?
Oh, come on.
We made our promises in the eyes of God. He wants to break them,
So
that's his
faithful.
mistake. I keep my vows.
At least she's a decent.
I put all my love into him.
At least she's a decent being.
I don't need much else.
But she deserves better.
You know what's bothering me about this case? Makes me ashamed to be a man.
Yeah, I have to agree. There's some scum out there.
Oh, I need to answer that, do I?
Yeah.
He's gonna deny it, obviously. But...
No.
Ooh, that sounded so evil, didn't it? Like... No. But I don't know. I think a lot of men in this season definitely are a bit shifty.
That stuff you did to the laptop I gave you, can you delete it?
Have you got the machine?
No, I just thought...
What? Oh, here we go again. Remember Tom?
That's not how it works.
What have you got to
I
delete?
don't want anyone to find it.
Why?
Give me the computer. I'll get it removed.
Ooh. Tom's... Oh, shit!
Yeah, all right now.
Got the shoulder. Wait, so Tom... Oh,
I said no.
either that is some... I mean, especially with the camera shot, but either that is some creepy thinking of you thing with the flowers, or someone's really caring for her and they just decided to belt it not to scare her. And they understand that this situation is going to be daunting on Trish's mind. Wait. Oh, what? I think there's two quotes that really stemmed for me. It's Ellie's comment about, you know, the more people we interview, the more people who rule in rather than rule out. Which seems to be the case, because I think everyone in Broadchurch, you know, had some kind of motive that puts them in the shitter. But not just that, but Alex's comment about, you know, the sad thing about this case is it makes me ashamed to be a man. And I get that. I would feel the same way as well. Like, everyone seems to have some kind of shady, piece in this puzzle, it seems. Even if they didn't do it or had no contribution, they seem to, you know, have screwed something up. And, you know, as Alex says, it makes me, it makes you ashamed. And I really felt that was a really, really strong comment. I mean, especially if you're, Trish's ex, or if you're Clive, because they seem to be like the two heavy hitters, especially with Clive's dodgy story. I like that though about, you know, his wife. We got a bit of, insight with her, like how she is faithful and all that. And of course, revealing more about how shady Clive is, being a cheat, of course, which, you know, kind of does help, you know, I mean, he might not have done it, but he might have been connected somehow. But all I'm saying is it does connect, further to why he would be capable of doing this, because he has no worries about cheating or whatever. He's got Trish's keys. He's had some involvement with her in the past with the date, which didn't turn out to be good. He's manipulative as well, especially with his, you know, interview with Alec and Ellie. So yeah, he's a shady character to begin with, but not just that, but like I said, Trish's ex is another candidacy, of course. Another heavy candidacy. Because, I mean, like, going back to Ellie's comments, they all seem to have some skeletons in their closet. But some more so than others, like Trish's ex. Because he's now asking for his laptop to be removed. He can't remember what exactly happened on the night of the incident. Then there's, of course, the fact that they have split to begin with. Yeah, he seems to be leading into some, you know, dodgy areas, especially if he can't remember what happened after he blacked out. But like I said, they all seem to have their, you know, kind of skepticism, for the viewers, criticisms. Yeah, couldn't say it there. Especially Jim, who, you know, where, like, the Atwoods, they seemed to be a bit, I mean, we got that from the first episode as well, when, you know, Kath and Jim were acting very ominously. And then you got that last scene with Jim and, you know, Kath, who, and, of course, when Kath was saying, did you have some kind of involvement? And he gave that evil no, it makes you worried, so. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But even then as well, I'm going back to Clive as well, because his son is also best friends with Tom. And the reason why I want to talk about Tom is, he might have some involvement with this case. Now, I think they are focusing so heavily on his, you know, sexual fixation that he could have some involvement. But I do worry because, you know, the last case we had was with Joe, of course, was with Joe being the murderer, of course, Ellie's husband, or I'd say ex now. Does Ellie really need this heartbreak even further if, you know, Tom was the one to do it? Like, if Tom, I don't know, tried it out with Trish, and, I don't know. All I'm thinking is that they are focusing, like, this is supposed to be, like, I don't know. It's like they are trying to make this some kind of side story, you know, without thinking about it. But if you think about it so much, you could see that, you know, Tom might be a suspect, like that, like I have. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I think they, like, I'm trying to dot the connections, like his sexual fixation, to the incident. Like, he could have tried it on with Trish, unwillingly. And, unwillingly for Trish, like, of course. And, you know, cause I even suspect, for those who watch my Series 1 reactions, they know that I did suspect Tom a few times, considering the fact that, you know, he said that he wasn't really friends with Danny, them two got into a little bit of a kerfuffle, of course the deleted messages, which is very poetic considering it stems from, for Ian as well, so, yeah, it's really, really interesting to see, you know, to throw Tom back into the, you know, did you do it spotlight, I guess. But not only that, I mean, his, you know, best friend, who is Clive's son, could also, I mean, you know, it could be that case of like father, like son. He could be involved in this situation because of the fact that he's in cahoots with the pornographic viewing with Tom. And, you know, that could have already, like, I mean, this has already happened in the past, the incident anyways, but, still, you know, like I said, like father, like son, Clive's already shifty to begin with, so, you know, the son could be even worse. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But there's a lot of red herrings, and there's someone out of those, right. Remember when I said episodes 2 and 3 would probably, be the episodes where on one occasion we, met the person who attacked Trish. I think with this episode, it's fully confirmed that, like, if they've got any more people to interview, from episode 4 onwards, that we haven't seen before, then shut the door, because they didn't do it, in my opinion. I think someone, especially in episode 3, either Clive, potentially, maybe Tom, Trish's ex, they are the 3 hot seats, in my opinion. They are the 3 people who are high on the list, in my opinion. And I do think this episode was very strong, with a lot of red herrings, with a lot of suspicious, like, especially for Clive, a lot of suspicious talk with Clive, especially with his past, how that, you know, kind of crumbled apart. I mean, he's still pursuing the, medical career that he wants, but, I don't think it's, going to happen, and, he's kind of had to sacrifice, hasn't he? He's kind of had to go through that sacrifice. So, you know, it kind of creates this, you know, kind of, well, I wouldn't say it does create a shifty character, but, you know, his wife obviously saw something in Clive that, you know, really shone for her. But of course she's so committed, and he's suddenly turned into this scumbag. So like I said, that part, I think that part where Ellie and Alec met up with the wife was really, really neat as well, to get a bit more information about Clive, rather than the fact that he's just a manipulative character who's lying through his teeth, I guess. But it all goes back to Alec's comment about, you know, being ashamed to be a man, because there's a lot of areas that a lot of people in this situation are, you know, being shady, being a bit screwy. Like I said, I'm keeping a pin on Tom as well, because I don't believe that, well, it could be, but it's so convenient that his story is so connected to this incident. It's so funny how it's so connected to this incident, and I mean, usually they want you to think, I think the intention is they want you to think that, you know, just because like he's the offspring to a main character, so we've got to give him some kind of spotlight. But it's not a coincidence, is it? Like, this story is connected to the, you know, main plot. So I'm keeping a pin on that, but also, of course, the other people who are obviously in the spotlight, Ian, Clive, everyone. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that unfolds, especially with all the red herrings we basically got in this episode. But yeah, moving away from the main plot, because I've talked about that a lot, and more than I feel like I should have, actually. But there's just so much to point out with, you know, the growing, you know, number of people involved in this, and it's just really, really, you know, concerning with all the characters in there, like, and more stuff coming out with them. But yeah, we're just moving on with that, because I'm going to be on for another 10 minutes rambling about this. But yes, the bit with Alec and Ellie, you know, why Alec moved back to Broadchurch with Daisy was really, really compelling. I thought that was a really, really beautiful scene. I think because personally, I think it does develop a lot more with Alec and Ellie's relationship, because they've always had a strong relationship to begin with, but I thought that was a really, really strong scene, and I just really loved it. It just adds more, weight with their relationship and how, you know, special of a bond they have. So I just really, really love it. But, yeah, that scene was just really, really awesome stuff to see. Of course, giving reason to why Daisy's, you know, here, and not with her mother, of course. There's also the Latimers as well, who are at boiling point, I guess, with Beth and Mark. Mark wanting one thing, Beth wanting the other. I mean, I get why Mark is, you know, pursuing this case against, like, this situation against Joe. There's no justice in his opinion, and there needs to be, like, he's not going to rest until, like, justice is served, and I don't blame him. But also, but the reason why I don't blame him is because, you know, he's offering that father love. And you can see I mean, he was sorry that he wasn't a good enough father. He just wants to make up for it. But some of the comments that he said, like, about, you know, bringing Danny involved in this, like, how would you know what he wants? How would you know this is what he would want? Like, what you're doing? So, but it just adds tension between Beth and Mark, who are now split. So it's, you know, I think it's a really, really great piece to, you know, cause strain with their split, but it also makes sure that we're not forgetting Danny as well. So I think it's really, really great. But it's just really, really interesting to see, you know, two sides. I mean, Beth just wanting to move past that. She's already been through hell. She doesn't want to go through it again. And Mark is just being the thorn in her side. So it's just... But no, I really, really enjoyed that episode. It was just really, really awesome. The suspects list is just growing more and more, like Ellie said, and it's just really, really discomforting. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this all plays out, especially since every man on this case seems to have some skeletons in their closet. So... But yes, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. And I will see you guys next time. Toodles!